Yeah, I find the guards like are the illest writers and or even the illest artists. Like, cause earlier on when I would come around, I would see or hear guards build, and I later realized those are manifestations that they wrote down and actually memorized, and now they're out in the cipher performing it.
Right. Yeah.
And it'd be dope, like, wow, I was there. But, he actually constructed that in a laboratory.
That's the thing too. A lot of students too, they forget that one of the major keys is to memorize your understanding. I'll tell them they said something really great and they don't memorize it.
Right, because I find like if people just throw out these ideas and don't hold on to them,
And I don't know how people could memorize their understanding without writing it down. That was really like Dumar's gift though. All those things that we were getting were his understanding though, and he wrote them down. So, by writing them down, then when he would sell it to us, right? We're kind of getting him to expound on it. Like, what do you mean by this? What do you mean by that? So he's never forgetting the build. It's why I was like, when I taught here, everything that if I had a profound lesson that I taught and stuff, I would try to keep that, make that into a kind of a plus lesson. And that's what makes the plus lessons I give. You know what I mean? Those particular things that I think could be coupled into a whole segment. Yeah. But Dumar was a real master at that. Real master. We always know him as the national spokesperson, though. But I think he would have been great just in the classroom daily. And a lot of times, like, many times he would come into my class and I would just like, that's my break. I take a break.
Because he's going to build.
Because he's going to build, but it actually goes into those
things, right.
And I would buy all of them though, so I'd be like, oh, he's going into this one, He's going into this one, Like when he does the planet Earth and he starts going to 24,896 miles, and then he goes approximately 25,000. He had builds for each one,
right?
And each one would go into
just memorize it all in his mind, like that.
Yeah,
that's dope.
Yeah, so I was like, wow, I need to do. I can't do it like that. But whatever I do that's useful, I need to like write it down so I can continue to teach. You know what I mean? And that's why, like, for a lot of years, I would have like a plus lessons of my own folder. That folder's at home because I don't need to bring it. I can digitize everything.
Right.
But that's how I came up with that because of Dumo.
How much of that have you memorized?
I would like to think I memorized my whole.
Oh yeah, really?
All my plus lessons, kind of. But no.
I mean, but do you perform them like that? Like, cause
I don't know.
there's this way of performing it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I keep it real. I've never taken the theater of it though is more subtle.
Right.
I think there's a theater to every great teacher.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I try to keep my theater a little different. If I have humor and stuff, I think it's more wry, I guess. But I think I also and I'm not saying they weren't though, definitely not Duma or something like that. But I keep it a little bit more collegiate, official. You know what I'm saying? I try to make it like that. I found that like where my gifts suit me, a lot of people, we are always taught to talk to the level of the student and stuff. But I'm a different type of teacher, and that's why I clash many times with people, with elders that would be walking by doing the knowledge, because I have a tendency not to stay down. I have a tendency to go down and then pick them up. So I have a tendency to speak to them with a high language though, and then walk them through that language. You know what I'm saying? I don't want them to stay there. I'm going to use a big word, and then I want you to learn to interrupt me, to be interactive. I want you to interrupt me and ask me what these words are. I want you to expect that I'm using words that you should know and that you very well could know. I think to me, in my experience, it changes the student because they start to realize, well, you know what? I'm also can be in that cipher where I can get these high words. So it's like, because look, the problem with people being students though is that they don't. You have to be comfortable feeling stupid. Like you have to actually go through a couple of lessons that you don't know anything that's talking about. Like that also happens with music. This is why people usually listen to bad music though. To listen to good music, though, you have to actually listen to a lot of music that is said to be good, but you don't understand it yet. You know, so like with hip hop, most people, the reason today rap is like, you know, you kind of get all the lyrics pretty easily, though. Even if it's heavy slang, it's so basic that you can memorize it and then figure out the slang, because it's usually sexual or violent, right?
Right.
Or drugs. So it'll fit a category. You'll quickly figure it out sooner or later. They'll be like, hey, what does this mean? Oh, yeah, that means this. You can't say. You know, like you'll figure out that it's what explicit level it's on. But like for example, I never listened to actual lyrics of any kind. Love songs different, but I was always into ballads though. But like actual lyrics of songs, like songs that were deeper, shit like that, I never listened to lyrics. And if you watch children's programming or things like that, when they would sing a song and it would be elaborate stories or lyrics about stuff, I never paid attention to that shit. You know, even when I watch Mr. Rogers, he had like they have stories in the lyrics. I never paid attention to any of that. I followed lyrics terribly. So, and I only started to listen to hip hop lyrics in high school. Never paid attention at all. He would be rapping, and I'll be like, I don't know what you're doing.
So you're intrigued by the rhythm more.
Yeah, it was always the rhythm. Yeah, and
the melodies.
If Mecca did this.